So welcome to Thursday at the PGA show. Nearly got my timings wrong. With Francois Modassani from TPT Golf. Going to go through. We've got an update to the Red Range and then a new product this week. So the update's a fairly simple one.
Absolutely. The TPT technology has been on the market for 7 years now. We had a blue range that was very, very performant.
Yeah.
Pretty confidential, so not so flashy. We made some improvement with the Red Range, and especially in the strength and consistency. And now we have the new Red Range that is now much less confidential, much more dedicated to the final customer with a sexy appearance. So this is the same shaft than before. This shaft is very homogeneous, is made with an automated process. So this is the actual best shaft of TPT. We developed for the new range a shaft that is 6 grams in average lighter than the Red Range. But we kept a torque that is very low. So this gives more distance, but preserve the accuracy of the shaft.
Was that a usage of a completely different material, or the way that you've manipulated the materials within the shaft?
Okay, obviously, when to block the torque, you need to have more high modulus fiber. But this is not the only progress. I think we improve our new methodology every year, but when you have a range, you keep everything the same. So when you improve your technology, you make a complete different shaft with a new methodology, new fiber, new. We are tape winding technology, and we improve the geometry of our tape in order to cope with the manual. And this is the most important for this new project.
And for those that aren't familiar with TPT, although I guess in the recent months in particular, I mean the success you've had with the long drive guys using the Red Range shafts. I think the winner, both the winner and the second place, and it's about 70% of the field, if I'm right, we're using a TPT shaft.
Sure. So the TPT shaft is not a long drive shaft. It's just a very powerful shaft. So the fact that we have those two wings on the long drive is fantastic for us. This is promoting the brand awareness. This is very important. But it's also proving that with a very light shaft, those very strong players are hitting as hard as they can, and this is not snapping.
As you say, the ability for that shaft to take that kind of stress, recover the stability through the ball as well. When you think the deformation that those guys are putting on the head on anything other than the perfect strike, for a shaft like this to withstand that.
Absolutely, they can play a softer shaft, a flexible shaft, and because of the very low torque, they keep the ball on the range. So they are amazed. And that's always the same feedback. It's even if I miss my shot, I'm on the range.
And certainly for us in the studio, the consistency of the numbers, whether it's the fairway shaft, the driver shaft, the sort of higher launch, lower launch, it's that consistency of spin and launch profile that we see.
Absolutely. This is our job, daily job, to understand the mechanic of the shaft. And because we are automated, we know from where we start, and we know where we want to go, so we can analyze every difference of angle, of fiber. So this is very scientific, and we are lucky to have this engineered design.
And is it that in terms of what marks TPT out? Obviously the TPT thin ply technology.
Yes.
Is it that automated process that really sets you apart from everyone else in terms of the methodology and the way you do it?
Sure. So let's start from the beginning. We make a unidirectional carbon preg that is very thin. It's impossible to handle by hand.
Right.
So we have a robot that makes a multi-layer that is now thick enough to be handled. Now we have a robot that is winding the fiber on the mandrel. And then we have a machine that is rectifying, that is grinding the shaft at the end with a precision that is 1 micron. So it's It's a set of technology that came from different applications. That we are in the watchmaking, we are in the space industry, we are in the Formula One industry. So we are composite specialists, and we bring all this knowledge to the golf industry.
I think that's, for those that say haven't been as familiar with TPT, it's that background, when you're talking about the industries, the other industries that you work with, it's that ultra high precision. It's the kind of thing that historically in golf would always associate with a Japanese product, and that's the kind of the prestige element of it, the quality, the level of material.
Absolutely. So to make a very simple example, if you work with wood and you take a plywood, if you work with a plywood that has a thick layers, so it's crossed, it's not very homogeneous. It's very difficult to work with, but you have different plywoods, and sometimes you have an aviation plywood, aviation grade, so 15 layer, much thinner layer. Now you have a material that is very stable, very homogeneous. That's exactly what we do with carbon. Thinner layer, much more homogeneous, much more precise, and automated. Everything that is done by hand is not repeatable. We are doing it with a machine, so make 100 shafts the same.
And the updated shaft, the new, when's that launch date? When are we going to see that to be able to test with the?
Okay, the range is ready. You have seen our new visuals, so we are now working on the shafts are ready. It will be launching in April. I would say I take a margin. In April, you will have the shaft in the shop.
Francois, thank you for your time.
You're
thank
welcome.
you for the wonderful explanation of the product and the technology. We look forward to getting the new shelves in the studio to test out. And so as a product, the feel, the smoothness, consistency is something that you really need to experience for yourself. So come in and try them out.
Thank you for inviting me. My pleasure.
Francois, thank you so much.
Thank you.